It wasn't until I gave up that he came right back into my life. Like I said, I broke no contact like 5 or 6 times. And one of my favorite sayings I always say is, in order to change the dance, you have to change the song. And I felt like I was just repeating the same song over and over to where nothing was happening. And I felt like, all right, this is too crazy. I just need to let him go. So like I said, I told him to F off and I completely dropped off the face of the earth to him. He never heard a peep from me, but my social media was still active. I was posting where I was going, what I was doing. And during this time, he never, from what I thought, he was not paying attention. and but somehow he was. And after like maybe 60 days of complete silence, he messaged me and basically said like everything a girl in my position would have wanted to hear was like, I love you. I regret everything. I want to get back together. I want to work this out.
All right. So Tita mentions that after she completely gave up on the relationship and told her ex to F off, she focused entirely on herself. Her career took off and she remained active on social media. During this time of complete silence and distance, her ex, who initially appeared detached and uninvolved, suddenly reaches out with all these declarations of love and regret. Now, what can we learn from this? Well, it suggests that dismissive avoidants may only feel safe enough to reveal their deeper emotions once they perceive the other person has genuinely moved on. It could be their fear of losing the connection for good that triggers a response. And we know this. According to Free to Attach, avoidants are free to long for an ex once that person is unavailable out of the relationship and typically out of contact, so they are untouched by actual engagement and their deactivation systems aren't triggered. So basically, it's only after an avoidant essentially sees you move on that they give themselves permission to miss you. But do you remember way back towards the beginning of the video I made this like offhand comment about there being a recurring theme? Well, this is the theme. I mean, look at the one through line that connects everything so far. I've shown you 4 success stories that I've personally interviewed. Regina, Stacia, Kelsey, and Tita. All of them had avoidant exes who came back. For Regina, her avoidant comes back once she, in her own words, lets go of all the pressure of moving on. For Stacia, her avoidant comes back when, again, in her own words, she stopped focusing on him and started focusing on herself. For Kelsey, her avoidant comes back when she starts doing things away from him, like going to the park and moving on. And then finally for Tita, she literally says she let go, and that's when things started clicking into place. All 4 of the success stories I just mentioned have some element of letting go involved. Why? Why is this so effective? Well, the pattern of letting go seen across all 4 success stories works because it shifts the dynamics of the relationship in a way that addresses the avoidant's core fears and needs. See, avoidants typically struggle with emotional intimacy and fear becoming overwhelmed or trapped in relationships, which leads them to pull away or withdraw when they feel pressure or expectation. We know this. I've basically structured this entire YouTube channel about this thing. When the other person in the relationship lets go, it removes this pressure by focusing on themselves rather than the relationship or the avoidant partner. The dynamic changes from one of pursuit to one of distance and independence. This, of course, creates a safe emotional space for the avoidant partner. Think of it like this. There are 4 main phases to their thought process. You have phase 1, which is like all about fear of loss, when the avoidant partner generally lets go and stops chasing. It subtly signals to the avoidant that the relationship might actually slip away. This can trigger a fear of losing something meaningful without immediate pressure to act. It allows the avoidant to reconsider the relationship from a position of autonomy rather than fear of being overwhelmed. And then you have phase 2. Independence becomes attractive to them. Avoidants are often drawn to partners who exhibit independence and self-sufficiency because it reduces the anxiety around emotional closeness. When the partner focuses on their own growth, it signals to the avoidant that their space and boundaries are respected. This creates a pull effect where the avoidant feels safer re-engaging on their terms, which triggers phase 3, breaking the pursuit cycle. By letting go, the partner disrupts the cycle of emotional pursuit, where the avoidant continually withdraws as their partner pushes for connection. Avoidants need space to process their emotions at their own pace, and when they're no longer being pursued, they have the opportunity to miss their partner and reflect on their feelings, which finally triggers phase 4, authenticity and change. All 4 success stories I just took you through reflect the importance of genuine personal growth. Letting go isn't about manipulating the avoidant partner. It's about truly focusing on yourself and becoming stronger and more fulfilled independently. The avoidant senses this authenticity, which is far more appealing than attempts to control or force the relationship to progress. Ultimately, letting go allows the avoidant to re-enter the relationship on their own terms, free from the weight of expectation. It gives them the emotional space they need to reconcile their own feelings, leading to the moments when they return. But so far we've only really peeked behind 4 doors. There's still one more left, and it's the best one. Sign number 5, they fight their internal voice. I thought I'd switch gears and call upon an actual avoidant for this one. On the avoidant attachment subreddit, I actually stumbled across this thread. It was written by an avoidant who was wondering, hey, how do I know if I have feelings hidden deep down? Now I'm going to spare you and not read the whole thing for you. I'll just give you an abbreviated version, but it essentially goes like this.